Hey. So we just got a brand new Xenoblade X trailer today, and this is probably the last one. It's an overview trailer, and not much new stuff was shown, but there were a couple new things that were in there that I want to talk about. So I'm going to cover all the new stuff that was in this trailer. I'm not going to go over everything like a full trailer analysis. Maybe I will later, but for now I just want to cover the new stuff because I'm very excited about it and it has some pretty big implications, especially the ending. So let's get right into this shit, bro. So it looks like we are going to be getting new weapons, at least new looks for weapons, because here in this screenshot we can see that this shield has like a Ricky decal on the front of it. Now we don't get to see the front of it, but I don't know if this means this is a brand new shield or if we'll be able to customize our weapons. That would be pretty cool. Kind of like Xenoblade 3 kind of did that a little bit with like the enhancing the main party's weapons, or with like core chips in Xenoblade 2, it kind of changed the way weapons look. So maybe we'll be able to customize our weapons here as well as our gear. So this one isn't really too big, but I wanted to point that out. And the next one I wanted to mention here was Neil was in the Blade Barracks with us during these accepting missions, and we get to accept missions from her herself. So I mean, we kind of already knew this, but Neil is going to play a pretty important role in the main story. I'm not sure how far in the story we're going to get her, like when we first meet her, how different that's going to be, like where the story starts to diverge, kind of like SMT5 Vengeance. Roughly the first two areas are the same, but then the story majorly diverges in the third area. So I mean, the story is relatively the same as the original, but they'll sprinkle in a bit of the new story in there, and then around the third area is where it massively diverges into its own story. So I don't know if X is going to be like that, where it's going to sprinkle some stuff in throughout their main story, and then like at a certain point, like mid to late game, is where it massively takes a turn and starts as its own thing. But Neil, I really do hope that she becomes a playable party member. I'm very sure she will be. There's no reason for her not to be. Really any like important NPC in the game is a playable party member, except for Van Damme. And along with Neil, we also get a look at another brand new character. This right here is Liesel, I think how you pronounce it, Liesel, Liesel, I'm pretty sure. She is also a new character. She is the white helmeted character we saw in the first trailer. So it's not Emily like I proposed that it could be in my cut content video for Xenoblade X. So Neil and Emily were two like popular cut characters from the original game, so I thought, you know, the white helmeted character could be Emily, but it seems like it's a brand new character named Liesel. And speaking of Neil and Liesel, their outfits are also going to be craftable and purchasable, so we will be able to use their outfits, which I'm very excited about because I really do like Neil's outfit, and you can see here Elma wearing it. She looks very nice in that, so I'm probably going to have that outfit on one of my characters. And before continuing, I also want to note this was not in the trailer itself, but a tweet that Monopon had dropped. We will be able to change the time of day in our menu, so we will no longer have to go to a bench or those like little outposts out in the world. We can finally change the time in our menu at any point. So I'm kind of curious what that means for those little like blade outposts and what those containers are going to be for, where we usually change the time. Will they keep it in there and we can change it with that still, or are they going to change it to something else? Kind of like, I know I keep mentioning SMT5 Vengeance, but it is very similar, where they finally gave us a save anywhere button. So in the original game there was dedicated save points, which is very annoying in at least modern games, but with Vengeance, the enhanced version of the game, they gave us an option to save anywhere, but they still kept the dedicated save point. So I wonder if that's going to be the same thing. Now this was the part that I was most excited for, this screen right here. So when you open up Xenoblade X, like from the main like console menu, and you open up the game, before the game actually like loads in, you get to choose one of these options to select like which kind of, you know, squad you want to join when you start up the game. I usually just go with the basic option, which is called quick assignment here, is that you will be matched with a squad that fits your level, recommended for players who want to enjoy the game at their own pace. So it's like level-based matchmaking, I guess. But then down here it shows you the Eagerlith 0 attempts and the Tilithia Plume attempts that you still have left. And then all of the different options: play with friends, create private squad, play in private squad. Now, I never really messed with any of the other ones. I always just did the basic one. But this middle one, play with friends, is this indicating that we'll be able to play with friends like in the overworld? We'll be able to explore Mira together like an actual MMO type of thing? I highly doubt it, since that wasn't a thing in the original X, and I'm pretty sure like the play with friends option was there. All of this is like new to me. The create private squad, play in private squad, do you get to do missions with just your friends and not just random people you can choose to team up with, or like private squads to do. I'm not really sure what all this is about, but this whole screen is just like super cool looking, and you can attempt battles from the network console and the blade barracks. So I don't know, just completely overhauled compared to the original, and it looks so cool. Now this was the part that really excited me the most. We can scout other people, like scout other blade members. I'm pretty sure this was also in the original, but it's a lot more comprehensive here. You can basically add other people from around the world, like that are connected to the internet. You can add them to your party for a certain cost per hour, which I kind of like the immersion here, where it's like you're paying them. It's like a job. You're recruiting them and you're paying them per hour, and they all have their different rates based off of their level and whatever else, and I'm sure their class. So this, I actually really like this feature. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using it all that much, but this is a cool feature that will help out a lot of people who are kind of like struggling in the game, or with certain bosses or missions or whatever. This would be very helpful for a lot of people. Something else that I had noticed that is completely unrelated to what's happening, like talking about the missions, is that if you look up at the mini map, the Skell actually shows up as a Skell icon instead of just a little green dot. In the original Xenoblade X on the minimap, your Skell was just a tiny green dot, so it was very like hard or easy to miss and kind of hard to make out where your Skell actually was. But now it actually has its own icon on screen, which is very helpful for actually finding your way back to your Skell. But that shouldn't really be an issue anyway, since in the menu there is an option to return to your Skell. So if you, wherever you are in the world, you can just go to open your menu, go to return to Skell, and you'll just fast travel right in front of it. So it's kind of like a mini fast travel point if you really think about it, which is really cool. Okay, and then after that, a little more, we get some cutscenes, some story cutscenes, and in one of them we have this here. Now I haven't played the story for Xenoblade X in a very long time, and I've only played through it once, so I'm very like hazy on the actual story itself and the cutscenes, but I never recall seeing this structure in the game, in the cutscenes, or anywhere in the game at all. And this is not the Vita, so this has to be a brand new Skell or some kind of mech, because the headpiece right there, that's obviously like, it looks like a Skell visor. You can see the blue, and it obviously looks like a head. So that's some kind of mech of some sort. I'm not sure what that is, but that looks very, very cool. Okay, that looks super cool. And then down here on the left, I can't tell if that's Luxar or Gajarg. Now that I'm looking at it, that is Luxar, and he's looking up at this Skell thing. That is not the Vita. It looks nothing like that unless it got a massive redesign. So is this a new Skell that we'll be able to unlock? Maybe we'll be able to unlock enemy Skells, because in the original, like the Vita was never an option to like craft as like a super post game type of thing or anything. So maybe perhaps we'll be able to use enemy Skells, maybe the Vita, since we do get new Skells in this game. We actually get a very, very short like gameplay segment of the Hresvelg, the brand new Skell that Lizel was piloting. So we can see that here. It looks cool. I really like how it transforms into its attack. So that's really dope. But yeah, this mech, I have no idea what that is. And then after that, bro, we get some post-credit scenes where it shows us some a little bit of the extra story we're getting. Now I am wondering, is this going to be its own side story, like Future Redeemed, Torna, and Future Connected, or what I'm more leaning towards is that it's a post-game story. So after we beat the main game, there's this extra story we can either unlock from the main menu, or it's just an extra like post-game mission that we could just go ahead and do. I'm really not sure. I'm hoping that it's not a post-game thing, because I really want to experience it, and I don't want to take like 100 hours to finish the game then to finally get to it. So I mean, it would make more sense considering how much customization there is in this game, so it probably is going to be a post-game story mode that we'll have to unlock after beating the main story, which is going to take a while to get to. So but anyway, bro, the thing here that I noticed the most, and most other people, is what is this like increasing like this black hole? It's like just black holes just getting bigger and swallowing everything up. Like, but the first thing my mind went to was an annihilation event. Is this an annihilation event? Because I mean, what else would it be? It's kind of similar, except for like, instead in like Xenoblade 3, the annihilation events, they didn't really weren't like expanding black holes. They were kind of just like shot out, and whatever it touched kind of just like disintegrated. It kind of an implosion instead of like a growing mass. So this is some kind of like reverse annihilation event. Does Logos have something to do with this? Because I already have a theory video about how Logos could be in Xenoblade X. I'm gonna make that probably next. But bro, this, I'm so excited to figure out what this is. I feel like I know what Takahashi's doing with this post-game story. This is going to tie X in with the rest of the main trilogy, so they are unfortunately going to make X canon here, I feel like, because it's just too perfect, especially later on when we see in the floating continent there's this big stronghold that I always talk about. Bro, either Logos or the fucking Zohar is going to be in there. There's something in there, especially when it's being attacked later on in the trailer. There's something in there, and I really want to know what that is. I really feel like it's going to connect X back to Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3. But what if he went Ultra Mega Super Brain and it actually Cosmos is inside there for some reason? Because come on, bruh, we saw what happened at the end of Future Redeemed and Xenosaga 3. So, and we already know Future Redeemed is a hint towards the future of the series, and X, if it is its own thing, maybe what's his name is Takahashi's tying Saga into X instead of the main trilogy, but that doesn't really make sense. There's a lot of plot holes with that, like aliens don't exist in the Xenosaga universe, humans are the only sentient species, and there's a ton of different ones here on Mira, so I'm not even gonna get into all of that. But these could be annihilation events, and I'm very excited to see what those are, what those have in. And then this nigga, who is this, bro? This is probably Elma's partner. Like when Elma piloted the dual, like the tandem Skell that Elma piloted with her partner to like fend off the ghosts attacking the white whale when it was crashing the Mira. Maybe this is him. I mean, they both have silver hair. You can barely see before, like the last frame before it switches, you can see he has like silverish gray hair. So maybe that's who it is. And like when he's walking towards the party here, he says, "Let it all out. We've earned like a big tearful reunion." So he obviously knows someone in that party, and it's probably Elma, given how important she is. So this might actually be Elma's partner, and the Black Knight is somebody else, because this clearly isn't the Black Knight. Just look at the outfit. So who is this, bruh? And then this part here is giving me goosebumps, bro. After that, we see like Elma, she's looking around like she's freaking out. Not even Elma knows what's going on. And she said, Mira disappearing, the ghost's arrival, even the Skell.
Mira disappearing, the ghost's arrival, even the Ares. The dots all join up. It's connected.
It's all connected? Like, what does that mean? She knows something that we don't know. What does Mira, the ghosts, like Mira disappearing, the ghosts, and the Skell all have in common? Maybe the ghosts are like the cause for the disappearance in those annihilation events, because when the ghost ships crashed onto Earth, the antimatter collided with the matter on Earth and kind of, you know, caused explosions. So maybe that's what's happening here. The ghosts are on Mira, and like their contact or whatever's happening is causing those giant annihilation events to grow. And then what does the Skell have to do with anything? The Ouroboros Skell, I still can't get over that. It's all connected. And then in this scene, we see some giant fucking trident being launched at this stronghold. And if you look at this screen here, it looks like there's an even bigger one above that. You can see the patterns. Like, that's not water. Why would the water be in the sky? Unless like this is just upside down for some reason. But I don't think that's water. And the patterns are obviously too perfect to just not be some kind of structure. So is that like Origin? What is happening in this game, bro? And then we hear Lynn say, again, how much longer do we have to keep fighting? So what do you mean again? Who are we running into again? Maybe, I mean, it could be the ghosts since we encountered them already before the white whale crash. And that's, I mean, they're the whole reason why the white whale crashed, because the ghosts caught up to us and we had to fight them off again. So like, or we're fighting them off again here like we had to do at the beginning of the game. Or maybe this is somebody else. Maybe the Ganglion are back because we defeated Luxor. So it was at the beginning or at the end of the game. So as far as we knew, they were done for. But then maybe they come back. Or super crackpot mode. Sumerians are still alive somewhere, and maybe they're up here on the floating continent in the stronghold. Maybe this is where the Sumerians are. Or are they gonna bring Sumerians into the game? Are they gonna bring them back? Or like, what is happening? Who are these again people, and what is going on, bro? And like, knowing Takahashi, they love putting lines in the like in the trailers that don't match up with the cutscenes at all. Like the Xenoblade 3 trailers, they'll have like voice lines from late game over what's it called, cutscenes from early game. So like they really like to toy with us and make us think one thing when it's something completely different. Like, y'all know how Xenoblade trailers go, so I'm pretty sure this is probably has something to do with something other than this late game story or post game story. But since it was all here and at the end of the trailer, I'm pretty sure it's all the same. But either way, bro, I am so excited to find out what's happening. But yeah, that's about it. This was supposed to be more of like an analysis type of video, but here at the end, I really started to speculate, if you couldn't tell. I'm very excited for this game. Admittedly, I'm not even gonna lie, I wasn't really excited for XDE. Like when it first got announced, sure, yeah, I was like super hype, but this trailer and last trailer, I was like, okay, I didn't really care too much for it, especially this one. I got more frustrated seeing the trailer, or at least like getting the notification for the trailer, than excited. But like watching this and seeing the ending here, it actually got me really hype into watching, or really hype into Xenoblade XDE again. And I'll explain in like another video why I got frustrated and why I didn't really care for this game much. Until seeing this trailer, it reignited my hype for Xenoblade XDE. Now I cannot fucking wait for this game. Day one, bruh. Day one. As soon as it drops, best believe I am making a video. Okay? But yeah, I'm super excited to see what they have planned. This is probably the last trailer since the game does come out in like 3 fucking weeks already. Those 3 weeks are gonna blow by so quick. But this was supposed to be more of an analysis video, and I kind of started ranting and speculating at the end. But I'm very excited, so I don't even give a shit. Okay, I really don't care, because oh my god, I can't wait for this game. But yeah, that's about it. See you next mission and play some goddamn Xenoblade. Content is back, baby. Let's go.